We continue then our rolling coverage, of course, of the Eskom saga as the lights continue to dim. The country's stage 4 load shedding at present. Small businesses are also hard hit. For more on this, we are joined in studio by Christiaan Steyn, the head of business insurance at MiWay. Thank you so much for the time, really appreciate it. Must be a time where you're inundated with calls as to what it is that small businesses could do in a time like this.
It is, and that combined with the flooding, it's quite an interesting year end that we're having.
Yeah. So how exactly do you perhaps help small businesses in a time like this? What is the kind of sentiment or the issues that they're coming to you with?
I think to a large extent it's just understanding. I think businesses really, and that would be my first advice, is to really go through your policy and understand what you are covered for, what load shedding could mean for your business, and whether that is covered by your insurance policy.
Yeah. How do you know for sure if what you're going through is entirely covered? Is this something you should be discussing beforehand? Is this something you should have precautionary measures for anyway beforehand in order to kind of make sure that you're in line with your policy?
Yeah, I mean, the insurance at the end of the day is trying to provide cover for unforeseen and sudden events, for things that's out of your control and that you can't plan for. Where we are now, it's kind of a fact now. We're in load shedding season and it's going to happen. So at this point, it's not unforeseen anymore. And I think the advice and the role that we can play is to advise clients and to help them to mitigate that risk and to stay in business and keep their doors open.
How often do you get a case that is impacted by load shedding then as yourselves? I mean, how many cases, if you mind giving us an estimate perhaps? And with regards to payouts as well, that might be quite an interesting saga. How much are you putting out sort of with that as well?
So with the fact that we haven't had load shedding for months now, it hasn't really been something top of mind.
Years though.
Yes. So the last time was kind of early this year.
Yeah.
The typical claims that come with load shedding is power surge claims, when the power comes back on and electronic equipment that just can't handle that. So in that sense, our advice would definitely be to invest in surge protection type of equipment to make sure that you protect the stuff that's critical to you running your business. Other types of claims would be a business interruption claim, where you suffer a loss of income as a result of load shedding. So but those are firstly, like I said, it has to be unforeseen. So something like Friday morning when we all woke up and the lights are off, that would be an unforeseen event. Last night, if you were, for example, running a restaurant business, you expected to have electricity last night, and all of a sudden, you don't. You could
have been having dinner, actually.
That would have been unforeseen. So those are big ones. Deterioration of stock, for example. Previously, that was never really a big issue because within a 4-hour window, if you don't have power, food wouldn't normally spoil in such a short time. If stage 6, 7, 8 suddenly becomes a reality, that might, we might see a lot more of those claims.
Yeah. Christiaan, what else then? I mean, so what is it that you give as the best sort of advice then for these small businesses? Because as you said, it's not new anymore. It's not a surprise anymore. This is something you have to plan for. What are the thoughts when taking out those policies with yourselves or anybody else for that matter? What is it that they need to specifically ask for?
So power surge and dips cover, I think, is important. That's kind of the term used in the industry. Business interruption cover, and then also specifically making sure what is covered by your business interruption policy. A standard business interruption policy is not going to cover load shedding. With MiWay, we have it as an extension, as an extended cover that you can buy at an additional premium that covers interruptions to kind of public services, water, power, gas, that type of thing. So I think it's important to understand and ask those questions. In general, I think just wider than just the insurance industry, our advice would be just to be prepared. Be as prepared as you possibly can. And with that, I don't just mean understand when your schedule is or when your suburb is up for its interruption, but also understand the schedules from your suppliers and your clients. If you're expecting a delivery because someone else is depending on that, or you your clients are expecting you to deliver, it's also important to understand whether those deliveries will be able to take place.
Oh boy.
Understanding, what's the impact if you're renting somewhere. Speak to your landlord, understand what's the security impact, potential security impact of not having power.
All the planning you kind of need to do because somebody else did not plan for this to happen to us.
Unfortunately.
Christiaan, thank you so much for the time. Really appreciate it. Christiaan is, of course, from MiWay, giving us a sense of what you can certainly get when it comes to small businesses and what they can perhaps create in terms of preventative measures when it comes to the power surges or perhaps lack thereof as well. We'll come back, of course, and right after this, we get to chat about cryptocurrencies, the year in review on those, and just how that has fared. Do stay tuned. This is On Point.